Hi, I wanted to make a hopefully a short video to explain something that I find crucial um, about humans. And this is about our vision of life, which unfortunately unconsciously it becomes an agenda. What do I mean by that? In childhood, we have experiences that lead us to see life and to um, react to life in certain ways. Okay? So let's say that you are a 5 years old boy who lives in a family where there's constant fighting, constant tension. Um, Words are being thrown from one parent to another. Kids are being either neglected or triangulated, which means that each parent tries to get one child or all the children on their side. So this little boy, because of the feelings that he has in his body when his parents fight or try to get him to feel a certain way about the situation, well, let's say one of the most common ways this manifests is he will adopt a way of being where everything that happens to him needs to be somehow bypassed. So, in other words, he will learn that the safest way for him to exist is to disengage, to avoid the circumstance. Because anywhere he tries to go with those parents feels like less than peace. So he will very early understand and feel relief when he runs away in some form from the reality and the circumstances of his life. And how will he do that? Well, through playing alone, through going to friends as often as possible, through sports, through anything that allows him to not be present with the circumstance that he is actually in. Now, fast forward, this man is now, let's say, around 40 when hopefully, I mean, you might have noticed that things start to become restless a little bit. So this man is now 40 and he still has his own lens, which is avoid reality, avoid anything that is painful, avoid mediating a conflict, avoid looking at the situation and engaging with it in a healthy way. So a man, when he's 40, he's not going to play with his plastic truck. He's going to become very busy. He's going to take up sports. He's going to take up anything that helps him avoid his reality. So let's say energetically, he is exclusively going to engage with circumstances and people who allow him to keep feeling that way, disengaged. Okay? So let's say that that this man has a wife or a long-term partner, and obviously he chose that partner from that part of him that knows that this particular partner will be able and willing to make him, to allow him, not to make him, to allow him to keep feeling disengaged. Okay, I know that sounds crazy making, but this is the reality. So he's going to choose a partner who's going to allow him to feel the disengagement, that, or avoidance, or dismissal of his reality. And this feeling of disengagement or avoidance, he will be conscious of it in the same way he was conscious when he was avoiding being around his parents. But the problem is that, as with the parents, he will not be able to see this as coming from his own lens, from his own ways of seeing life. And what will happen is that they will say, my partner makes me feel disengaged. No, they're not. You have chosen that partner so that you are able to feel that way. Any other partner, a person who doesn't make you feel that way, will feel alien to you. They will not match your lens. Now, in time, all this sort of view of life will become very strict. Okay, so this man will start saying, my partner makes me feel this way because they are like this and like this and like this and like this. My partner is the one who triggers or produces in me these feelings. Therefore, my reaction is to feel disengaged and frustrated and avoid their presence. And the mind will be able to construct exclusively on these on these ideas that we have about the other person. Okay, when this relationship comes to an extreme, the man will start producing thoughts that are the continuation of the momentum of his vision of life. So, to make this more clear, this man will do everything to keep avoiding the person, as I was saying, through busyness, through sports, through kids, through what else? else. Other women, through hiding things. Okay? So, and this is what will be the lens that he is seeing life through. For him, these things, the busyness, the sports, the constant withdrawing the other women, will be his way to engage in his relationship. He will not be conscious of them because what he sees through his lens is that his partner makes him feel that way. But he is not conscious that he has created an agenda where their only way of engaging with his life is through producing the thoughts and the actions that keep this relationship in a form where no intimacy and no connection can take place. The only thing that can take place is a withdrawal, right? So basically, this man will project on their partner that they are at, it's their partner's fault that they are feeling what they're feeling. But in fact, it's his own agenda to keep doing what he's been doing since he was a child. Okay? So, what's happening is that this man, and I'm saying a man because I took the example of a boy, but it's as much a woman as a man, right? Will only see things that match his agenda. When he will look for help, when he will look for comfort, when he will look for some way to ease off what he's experiencing, because he's not aware that it is his issue, his lens that is manifesting his reality, he will only be able to, let's say, read in the language that he himself uses. He will not be able to see true solutions to his problem because he has no idea what his problem is. His problem seems to be out there in the partner, and he's not able to sit with himself and see that he is manipulating reality in a way where everything has to be avoidant, running away, not engaging, not connecting, not building intimacy. Those forces are alien to them, to this person. Okay? They don't even know that, emotionally, they don't even know how that feels to be connected. To be connected and to be intimate with somebody is just something that they have heard of somewhere. It's a mental concept that they have no idea how that feels because they are not aware enough to see what they already have as a basis, of their own being. Okay? So their agenda, let's say, is to end. When you perceive that your partner is skewed in some way, what do? You want to end that, and you want to engage in something different in the hope that Santa will give you a present where they gift you with the ability to connect, right? So what this man will do, like 99% of us, he will say, okay, all I want to do is get out of this relationship that's hurting me. Okay? And every single step that they will take, it will be in that direction. That will be highly unconscious, exactly like his wounds are. But his discourse, if you want, his conscious expression would be that yes, they want to repair that relationship, they want that relationship to work, they want to be happy. No, they're not. They're just following the momentum of their childhood, where the only solution that can come is to break away from what is actually happening. So, like an example, this man who has decided that his relationship is not good for them because they cannot connect, because the partner has some flaw, because this and that, they will manifest anything and everything that goes in the direction of splitting up, and they will be unable to look at how they themselves are creating a dysfunctional relationship. Okay, so let's say this man will try to go to encounters with other females, right? And they will feel the release of the pressure that they have day by day of their own unconscious patterns, because when you engage in something new, it has to have a magnet to you. So he will be able to only feel that magnet of pseudo connection, okay, which is just a natural hormonal cocktail that allows individuals to interact. Okay, so he will say, okay, I will look for another person, but he is not aware that the I, the me, the person, the man who's looking for another connection is basically this thing and this thing and this thing and this. So he will not be conscious that he is looking for something else with the same thing that brought him where he is. Okay? So this is very important to understand. As long as you're not changing the lens after the initial excitement of whatever else you are seeing outside, you're going to fall back into your own agenda. Okay? And until this agenda is not questioned to see what you really are about and what you are really unconsciously trying to create with your life, there is no way in hell that another experience can take place. Okay? So to come back to this man who's looking for other people to mend his experience, let's say, he will manipulate his entire reality to fit whatever he already has. He will cut off the supply of his relationship. He will cut off the supply for any type of kindness, real kindness, not skin deep lies, basically. He will act and find ways to express himself exclusively in the context of him having an agenda of leaving the partner. Okay? um, so I really hope this is clear a little bit. I'm gonna say it's so in my experience, being able to see things like this is for 90% of the population impossible, because that means that you have to get very, very honest with yourself and look at yourself in ways that are different than the ones you have already done it, to see through your own patterns and wounds, which many people simply do not want to do. Because what you might find about yourself when you really look is that you have an avoidant type personality, that you are manipulating people around you so that they fit your own agenda. You might see about yourself that everything in your life is a lie, and that you are putting an extreme amount of effort into making the puzzle look the way you want it to look. And that can be very painful and very humbling. And it's, in my experience, people never do that, or they rarely do that. Mostly they do it when there is no way around it. Okay, when you know, this lens becomes opaque, like there's nothing you can see in front of you, and then you know, there are some people who kill themselves in this stage because they simply do not see a way out. They see nothing. It's dead. It's there's nothing there. Or somehow they get the strength to look inside and to see that they are creating the same circumstance that feels familiar to them. So this is the first part. And the second part is that they would not allow in their space anything that does not fit this. Any insight, any information, any actions, nothing. Nothing gets to be allowed in this agenda because you don't even know that you have it. Okay? So, you know, if you are this person, and if you see that you're engaging with life in a way that keeps hurting you, if you see yourself constantly finding core wounds in everybody else but yourself, or if you do find them within yourself, you brush them off. Yeah, well, I'm like this, and you know, that's me, and I am this, and that's it. So if you find yourself constantly brushing off your own BS, and constantly see other people's stuff that doesn't work for you, you have to realize that you have constructed a paradigm for your life where you are avoiding exactly what will heal you. And you will keep doing this either until you die, or until something so powerful happens that you will be forced to look into this. Okay. Also, if you find yourself constantly engaged in searching for something better, something more exciting, something different, if you see yourself having this string of the same behavior, like for example, let's take this man again who is avoiding his partner, and he's constantly looking for another girl and another girl and another girl, and you see that something happens that doesn't make that thing possible. Again, you have to realize that you're bumping your head against the same wall, even if that wall has a different paint on it, and that this is taking up your life and your years, and you're gonna come to a point where you will die trying this endeavor endlessly, but you will not have any healing at all. Okay, and the last thing I want to say is that this inability to see ourselves, and that manifests through projecting stuff on other people, can it's like a muscle. Okay, it can go from fairly benign, where you simply see that this is not working, the person is not what I want or whatever, and it can become a real powerful mask where you are investing your life, your energy, and your time into convincing that person of how skewed they are. Okay, this is a major contributor to making to allowing yourself to avoid reality. Okay, in time, every single thing you will do with your partner is manipulating them into making them realize how skewed they are, how pathetic they are, so that they fit your agenda, right? So it has different strength, different degrees of involvement with manipulating the world in a way that fits your subconscious. Okay, this is sometimes called gaslighting, where you are imposing your reality onto another person, and feeding it to another person in a way where they have to obey whatever you are seeing, and their reality gets first questioned and then simply killed. This is a very dangerous occurrence that happens actually. Okay, so this is a very, very vast process. Complex, not vast also. I'll probably engage with the subject more, but the important thing to realize is that until you carefully looked inside, and by inside I mean really inside of yourself, seeing what you are doing and what you are feeling underneath what you are telling yourself and other people, yeah, you have no way to look at things from another lens, with other perspective. You are just basically repeating what you already have. Okay? All right. Thank you.